Hey guys, what's going on? Wanted to come on for a minute. We found this weird pattern over here. I'm on a break right now. And so I figured, you know what, better way to talk about. I've been talking to a few people behind the scenes about Sebastian Rogers. And I'm getting a pretty strong theory here. Remember, allegedly, these are my opinions, my speculations, my free speech, my theories, my thoughts of what I think happened to Sebastian Rogers, and only my thoughts. Not to reflect the channel, y'all's comments, y'all's and y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. We do some of our research together because we are a big-hearted little family, and we care about the voiceless, we care about the missing, we care about the runaways, and we care about any kind of breaking news that we feel should always be covered and spread awareness. But what I want to do here is trigger warning times 100 million first. Is I want to get into something that I haven't really got into yet, because I've been talking with some guys at work recently and some of the engineers and some of the guys that, you know, are way smarter than me, right? And so I'll put it that way. But what I really want to talk about is a stepfather, because from the get-go, he never showed any empathy at all for Sebastian Rogers. All he ever did was, in the beginning when they started talking and wouldn't shut up, was, I think that was their diet time. Maybe they're on a diet, so they just kept talking so much. And then they broke their diet soon after that and quit talking. But anyway, that's just my opinion, allegedly. Big bubble, right? But what I want to discuss is some things that were brought to my attention that, you know, I kind of always in the back of my head thought maybe it was possible, but, you know, one thing that's really getting me is how he seemed to take over the entire conversations every single time. And you know, one of the biggest red flag, actually, you know what, this is the biggest red flag I think in the entire case, besides CPS, which of course that's major. But he called Sebastian a liar, remember? And to me, that tells one thing. One of the guys that I was visiting with said, you know what, if he's going to call an autistic child, that's his stepson, a liar, on national TV or air or whatever, YouTube, whoever it was, right? Which, because he only chose the ones that he could try to control the narrative, right? Ones that he could control. And when he was saying, oh, it's about money, I don't want to go on this channel because they're making money off of it. Okay, well, should it matter? If you're trying to get awareness out, it shouldn't matter who's doing what. They're offering you some airtime, whether it be a small channel, big channel, huge channel, doesn't matter. It's a way to get the name out there and awareness out there. But to him, it wasn't. It was about him just trying to be about him. All about Mr. Christopher Proudfoot. Like the world should revolve around him. Like this never was about Sebastian. It was always about him. And you know, one thing that really gets me is him calling Sebastian a liar. But the other thing is we know how he treated Sebastian was not good. You know what I'm starting to really think that caused Sebastian Rogers to vanish? And this is just my thoughts, guys, or, you know, my thoughts. I think what really happened was some kind of fight. I think that noise she said was a thud wasn't a thud. Maybe it was him throwing a temper because, you know, you got to remember what all she had put him through that day was a lot, right? And so with her putting him through so much that day, he was overstimulated. She probably gave him a little too much medicine, maybe. I don't know. Maybe she thought I'd give him a little extra, he'll sleep better. I don't know what she did. But I think what happened was that 11:30 mark that she told the neighbors she woke up, I think that 11:30 mark now is where something bad happened. I think if we could see their phone records, I'm almost betting you they got off the phone around 11:30, in my opinion. Because the neighbors, member said saw the lights go off at 11:30. I'm wondering if she turned all those lights off, was so mad, she told him, go to your dad's, which I've said this before, and don't take your shoes because I bought them for you. And she put him out of that house and locked the door. But with the intentions that knowing that in about 3 hours, Christopher Proudfoot was going to be there. Because I feel like it's not Katie. I feel like whatever happened to Sebastian is in Chris's hands. And it's on Chris's hands, I feel. And think about it. He's the one that abused this child, not Katie. Katie didn't have CPS on her for anything recently with Sebastian. And then it would go to my point to why she said so many times, I don't know why he walked out that door. He didn't walk out that door. You put him out that door. I feel that now. I feel that she put this child out that door knowing he'll be seen on a camera, then she's off the hook. I still think that somehow she let that boy back in that house through the back door where you couldn't see, because remember, what did she say? And slip in that one interview and say, it was so dark that night. So dark. And then, well, it's dark out here every night. She, just like whenever she was at that, saying I went over here, I went to the school, I went here, there, and it was too late. Remember, there's another slip, right? Okay, count the slips. I went back and been watching these old interviews. There's about 7 times that she really almost slipped. But there's also the main focus to me is her saying over and over again, I don't know why he walked out that door. And then the way she put those BS, when asked about, what would you say, whatever. Okay, we love you. Okay, that's her guilt, right? Her guilt, his guilt, all balled in her. And you're not in trouble. Okay, so he was in trouble that night. And that's what started all this. And then, what's the other one? You're not in trouble. Ah, dang it. And there's 3 of them. And she said it clearly. We want you to come home. We want you to come home. Okay, you want him to come home because you put him out. You want him to come home because Chris came and got him. So I'm sorry, but you know what? All this falls on his hands. If you look at really what all went on in this case, him and his mother and Terry Bowersox are the 3 people, to me, the 3 bears in this that need to take the fall. And you know what? I talked to a couple of people that have friends and acquaintances with CPS, and it's not called CPS in that state, but it's, you know what I'm talking about, CPS. Anytime the CPS has ever been involved in a missing child's case, they investigate right away. But they go investigate like schools, pediatricians, doctors, people that will be honest to them is who they go talk to. They talk to the parents last. So I'm wondering what they questioned Katie and Chris about. Because we know CPS did their investigation. And sometimes CPS investigations take 6 months to a year. Here we are fixing to get some kind of breaking news, and it's almost a year. Wow, oh wow, wouldn't that be a shocker? I think what they do is they give 10 months for the child to maybe return. And then if not, from what I gathered, then they start the process, which takes usually 45 days. So technically, the good news should be coming within the next week or a week and a half, really. But we'll see, right? I just feel that CPS has a lot more hand in this than we're giving them credit for. I know we're dogging them, but I do think they have way more involvement in this case than we ever have thought they do. And I think that if they're going to bring down the house, they're going to bring down the house, right? It's going to be CPS, just like Summer Wells' case. Who took those other boys? CPS. See? And so to me, anytime CPS is involved, it's going to get nasty. Well, you got to remember, CPS was also involved in New Mexico, and he ballface lied to the judge. According to rumors, right, he lied to the judge and said that he was cleared. That was the only way he got faith for the summer. So now what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen now? But what I want to say is, if you go back and watch all the little interviews that Christopher Proudfoot did, down to all the making fun of people, making fun of handicapped people, all these things that he did, right? Which he did a lot of them. And then he went quiet when I think he realized he ruined his name even more. But he was always trying to control the narrative. Always. And that's an abuser, right? So, which I don't really talk about this part of it very much, but it's really bugging me because after talking to some people and then trying to say, okay, give me your thoughts, give me your opinion, right? And they seem to all 4 give the same kind of pattern. Like, hey, it's the stepfather. He's the one that took over everything. He's the one that doesn't allow her to speak very much. And that's how I feel about Summer. I'm starting to think maybe, you know what, it wasn't Candace. Maybe it was Don. Maybe something bad happened with a fight with her, that he caught her with that boy again. Maybe something bad happened. Maybe Summer got in the way. Something happened. They covered it up. But in this instance, I think she put that boy out of that home because Christopher told her to on the phone, because he was on the phone with her, remember? And I think he was tired of him acting crazy or not wanting to go to bed or whatever it might have been. And he told her to put him outside without his shoes because I pay for them damn shoes. I could see him being that way. I could see him talking that way. And then her doing it and then knowing that she's going to let him back in. And then around 3, Chris would be there. And I think Chris did everything. Like I said, if you really go back, Katie never left that home. Why? She didn't leave that home because of guilt. And then, you know, another thing that a couple of people that were psychiatrists, I think, said in this case early on when they left to go to Yogi Bear, is that a lot of times mothers grieving will go to an area where they think the child is or might be. Remember, he stayed 1 mile from Easy Days whenever Sebastian went missing. And then he went back. It took him 17 hours plus to go get a camper and come back, which is supposed to be crystal clear. 3 hours and whatever minutes, doorstep to doorstep. 37 minutes. 3 hours, 37 minutes, doorstep to doorstep. If I got that right, don't quote me, but I know it's something like that. So if you take that, for instance, with the camper, 3 hours and 37 minutes, both ways. That's a little over what, 7 hours? No, it's a little over, what, 6 hours? No, it's 7 hours. 7 hours and like 14 minutes. Okay, 7 hours and 14 minutes. Where's the other 10? Because I know it don't take 10 to take down a camper and get it on the road when you know it's easy to hook up and go. So give or take 2 hours. That's 8 hours, like I've said 100 times before. 8 hours he had to do whatever he did. 8 hours. So to me, I'm sorry, I'm leaning now. I think Chris controlled this whole entire thing. I think Chris is the one to blame. I think CPS is going to take him down. And you know what? That'll be amazing. I think that he thought he could get away with it by not having Sebastian there to testify. But I think it's going to backfire on him. And I think the breaking news is actually coming up. I think the breaking news is finally going to be the arrest we've been waiting for. Now, I'm not saying Katie's going to be arrested, but I think she will too. For neglect. Because if she did put him out of that door, that's neglect. Especially with no shoes on in the cold. That is bad neglect. So even if she did what Christopher said, so she didn't have to face abuse, even if she did that to protect him, which we know she had been mailing things in to the New Mexico court, trying to get that stuff fixed so Sebastian didn't have to do that Zoom thing, right? Which I think would have pretty much hung Chris. I think that would have locked him up. He'd have never really got to see her or get Faith ever again. I think Nina had her plan and it was going to work. And I think he did this to slow that down and then buy him a little time and then let things go by and then go up there and basically lie to those people and say that he was cleared when he's always said he's cleared. If you remember, he's been the one that always said, oh, yep, all the parents are cleared, we're vetted. We're cleared, we're vetted, we're cooperating to the fullest. Yeah, you're cooperating, but why are you having to cooperate so much? Why are you having to cooperate so much, like you're saying? It's because they're looking at you as suspects. That's why you're cooperating so much. It's because they're looking at you as suspects. So all that tells me is you're answering their question. Whether it's truthful or not, that's going to come out soon, I feel. I feel that the truthness will come out and this is all going to get figured out. And now whether we ever find this young man, I don't know. I don't know, because you got to think. He had eight or 9 hours. Okay, so that's, to just say 8 hours, that's 4 hours one way and 4 hours back. So he could have went 4 hours from that campground. He could have drove 4 hours. Or just say 3.5 hours one way, 3.5 hours back. That's basically gives you an hour to do whatever you had to do, plus gives you 3.5 hours each way to drive further away than what you want. He could have went all the way down the Mississippi River, guys. You never know with this guy. You got to remember, he's good at reading maps and looking at maps. He's military. He can pick places that normal people wouldn't pick. He can find areas that normal people would never find on a map. So think about that. He had 8 hours. And I'll say it again. He had 8 hours. Ruby's smelling something. He had 8 hours to do something. And what did he do? Because I feel now, without empathy, with it all being about him, Sebastian being the liar, all those red flags, just point to him. He took over this. That's why he took over this thing. That's why he called 911. Not her. You remember that. He called. Usually the guilty ones call, right? That's usually what happens. And he knew, okay, you just let me handle it. I'll handle it from here, right? Don't worry about it. If they ask you, tell them to talk to me. Or look at me and I'll speak for you. Or bump me or whatever. But I think that's why she was so keen on the shoes. She knew that he didn't have any other shoes. And she knew that he didn't go out with shoes on. She knew that. That's why she said it. She knew. She said it as he has no shoes on. They're all accounted for. She's not saying, oh, well, maybe, or house slippers or socks. No, she said he was barefoot. How do you know he was barefoot? How do you know it was extra dark that night? Because your ass was out there. And then you trickled your Tinkerbell ass all the way back to that house after you took him to Chris. Or whoever Chris sent to get him. Yep, I think now that this was all their plan, was to let him be seen on camera, bring him back in the house, wait a few hours, and boom. Take him out there and go. Because it's perfect timing, and they've never verified that Chris was at work. Never once has Ellie come out and said Christopher Proudfoot was at work. We know he was at the site that morning, but we don't know if he was at that site from midnight, a little before when they hung up. They hung up at 11:30 on the phone. Think about that. He left right away, left his phone there, left at 11:30, right? I think he tried to turn off his Bluetooth and all that in his truck, but he forgot, and that's what pinged, and that's what's going to get him, I think. But it's okay. The Tinkerbell video got him too, I feel, and there's probably a couple more videos that got him. Plus his actions, I think, will get him more than anything else. But I just clearly wanted to come on and talk a little bit about this because we had communicated about it last night, and I don't have much time when I'm working to do these videos, so I wanted to do one, get this out, because I feel that some of these stories that I'm getting really do point to him. If this whole thing has been about him. He has been the focus of the entire Sebastian Rogers case. He has been the one talking to all these law enforcement and secret services and state and federal and all these people, right? He's been the one. Why he? You weren't home. Why you? You weren't there. You should have 99.9% of people that were not there would have excluded their ass from the case. Think about that, guys. It's true. If you were not around and you were gone, see, you've never heard Seth one time talk the way Chris does. Never. He knows he was at work. I can prove him at work. There's cameras here. Come on, watch me. Check me out. I'm here. She even called and left me a voicemail. I couldn't answer my phone because I was in the jail. So Chris don't have that kind of backup. We're just going by what his lying ass says. Chicken wing eating some bitch. I'm excuse my language, but damn. And then you want to try to shut up YouTubers and shut up everybody with all this BS and lawsuits. Why? Because you're guilty. You're trying to make everybody else guilty and you be innocent. It don't work that way. They know. Y'all got to remember this. Law enforcement is smart. They're not dumb. They switched this case in 8 days. They searched the landfill. They know something really bad. And we don't know it yet, but they know it. That's why they're so damn quiet. Because they know. They're just letting him dig his hole even deeper. The more he talks, the more they got on him. Go back to the mob cases. Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Tap their phones, let them talk. Eventually, we're going to get them. And that may be the case right now. They probably got taps and bugs on everything. And here they are. Eventually, they're going to slip. I mean, Chris, to me, has already buried himself. with the things that he said. Coming out and emitting on freaking air that you hit a child with a belt that's autistic. That's a crime in itself in Tennessee. That's a felony. Lock him up for that. Lock him up for something. Or are you waiting for the big domino to fall? That's what I think. I think the big domino is fixing to fall. And I think he knows it. He's paranoid. He's trying to get this other guy to help bail him out. It's not working the way he thought it was going to work. It's all backfiring on him. It's backfiring on him because he lies to everyone. He lied to this YouTuber. He's lied to everybody. Search a cave by the house that's been cleared by dogs. There's no scent of him there. There's no scent of him leaving that house. None. He'd probably just taken a shower when she kicked his ass out of that house for a little bit and brought him back in. And that's probably why he had no scent. He was probably up later than normal because she had overstimulated him that day on purpose. She knew, they knew, he knew, Chris knew he was going down. The courts are stacked up against him. His back was against the wall. As far as your back can go. Because most likely, if everybody's right, I know it's alleged, but he was put out that house in early February. I mean, all these dominoes. Yeah, you can run the dominoes for a while, but eventually them dominoes are crashing. When they crash, they're crashing hard. I know, I see you. My phone's gonna go dead too. I don't have a dang battery. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm just getting started too. I just feel that, oh man, guys. And I'm gonna drop a Super Bowl video to guess the scores, to give away a gift and let somebody pick like a Monday or Tuesday's story we talk about. So I'm gonna drop that little Super Bowl. It's like a Rich and Ruby Super Bowl giveaway. We're gonna drop it, and you know I'm not big into that stuff, but I know Super Bowl's a big deal. So I figured I'll drop a little video, play a little game on Super Bowl. We'll let everybody pick the scores, who they think's gonna win, and then whoever wins will get a free gift. Because the new merch, some of it just came in early stages because I had to change everything around. So they're making all the new stuff with the new logos, and it's going to be really cool because nobody's going to have anything of it yet. So I don't even have it yet. I got a couple of prototypes in, but I don't have the final, but I know I'll be getting some by today or tomorrow, FedEx. So I'll be perfect to give away something brand new on Super Bowl. We got some backpacks in, some little dog toys, frisbees, leashes, collars, bandanas, just some Rich and Ruby stuff. And we're going to make a little basket and give it away for Super Bowl for whoever gets the score right. And if more than one get the score right, then we give away more than one. Everybody's a winner if you get the score right. So it doesn't matter if 10 of y'all win. Y'all all get something, and then y'all can pick the next video we discuss. And we could do all that by email, right? And so that way we don't have to do it in the comments. But anyway, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Remember, I just had to get this off my chest. I'm going to start doing this. When I have a break, if I'm frustrated about something, I'm just going to come on and get it out. Right, Ruby? They say, don't hold it. Let it out. Okay. I'll let it out. Ruby's having fun. She's depressed because I can't go all day. She knows I'm working. Look at her. She's like, okay, I'm just grooming today. Because she has to stay in town with Grandma. So I can't always take her out there. Sometimes I can. But I can't always. And right now she's just kind of down because we can't search every day like normal. But we'll get back. We'll get back. Thinking about retiring soon. And just doing this full time maybe. I don't know. We'll see. See how it goes. See how the channel grows. We're not even 1,500 yet. So we're getting close though. We're almost there. If y'all know anybody, tell them to hit us. Because at 1,500, man, it's going to open up some more. I mean, I'm not making any money on this YouTube stuff. I mean, it's not what people think it is. But it's cool. I mean, it is what it is. You know, you get a few members here and there. But YouTube takes a lot of your money. They don't give you very much of it. You don't get the full price of anything. For like every membership that's say $4.99, you get like $2. So it's not like you're making a bunch of money. And it's not about the money on YouTube. It's about having fun. Putting out videos that y'all like, talking and discussing all this stuff is fun. I think I might be going to go ahead and download, not StreamYard, but the other one. I think the other one seems to be better than StreamYard. I don't know for sure, but we're going to give it a shot so I can actually get live for y'all guys. And hopefully, might not have a lot in the room, but it'll be fun. Especially if we're doing live searches and we're doing it, that'd be cool. But anyway, y'all guys be good, be safe. We love y'all guys. And remember to keep Emma Bum in your prayer. I'm going to do a video for her. Parents have reached out and they're trying to get her name back out there. So I'm going to do a little thing for Emma Bum too, probably tonight. because I'll be out early tonight, so I'll be able to do some videos tonight. Yes, last night was just horrible. It's like almost midnight, I think, when the time I got off after like 22-hour work shift. So it was rough yesterday. But anyway, guys, y'all be good, y'all be safe. Hope y'all liked my opinions. I'm just trying to put these things together, and I feel now that Christopher's the one to blame. He's the one that's, you know, basically been the voice of this whole entire thing. He was even controlling Seth in the beginning, remember? Like, he put all this on his shoulders. So to me, he's the responsible one. I mean, at least for the CPS cases, get him. Lying to the judge, get him. Neglect, get him. Abuse, felony. Hitting somebody with a belt that's autism, under 18 in Tennessee, felony, get him. There's so many things they could tag them on, but I know they want them on the big charge. I get it. But anyway, guys, y'all be good, y'all be safe. We love y'all, guys. Remember, allegedly, these are my opinions, not to reflect the channel. Just a big alleged bubble. Take it as a grain of salt. It's just my opinion, my theories, and trigger warning times 100 million. But justice for Sebastian Rogers, justice for all the missing, all the runaways. We got to keep up the fight for these kids. And even adults, like Emma Bum, you know, they're adults. Nikki McCann's an adult. Susan Simpson's an adult. But we still got to keep the fight up for the voiceless. All the missing, all the runaways. They run for a reason. So y'all guys, be good, be safe. We love y'all, and we will talk later tonight. All right, guys, and I'll drop that Super Bowl clip, too, for y'all so y'all can start picking scores. All right, guys, we'll talk soon. Bye.